Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Dylan, your host for this week, and I am joined as always by
Steve,
as well as next to me,
BB.
And BC can't make it this week. He's on a cross-country road trip, finding himself with my uncle Damien, and he couldn't deign to get back in time to record this episode. So we know where his priorities lie. But what's going on, everybody? Hope that this week has been good for you since we last talked. And last week was our comeback albums. That was a really fun episode. What'd you think of that, BB?
Yeah, definitely a great topic. So many bands, we could have threw out there, but I think the 4 albums we picked were really, really, really good, and the playlist was even better. Fantastic topic. I really enjoyed that stuff because you really kind of lose a little bit every once in a while when these bands kind of take that hiatus and they come back with that album, and it's always great when it just punches you in the face.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a bad album that we listened to. What about you, Deb?
Yeah, I liked it. I've been waiting to do that episode for a while, and there's many more we could do, so I don't think we're going to limit it to just that episode. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I've been waiting for a long time to do that. And I'm going to have to find my notes because we had talked about doing this like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we all had a different album picked, I think. Mm-hmm. So I'll have to dig that up, and maybe we'll do those or we'll repick or whatever. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there's so many comeback albums that we could talk about. And I'm sure that once the episode will be out for everybody to listen to, we'll get some really good ideas for the next time as well, because our listeners are fantastic at giving ideas. And speaking of which, the episode before then, we had our Decades Jukebox for the 2000s with our best man, Sonny Pooney, and some of our listeners sent in their picks for each of the years. Didn't they, Dad?
Yes, Jeff Gauss sent his in, and I think I have these right because I think he sent them. So I think they go from bottom to top of how that they ended up in the message on Facebook. So I'm assuming they go from year 2000 to 2009. So he did Chains of Misery, the album, Born to Raise Hell. That one I don't know. Dream Evil, Falling. That one I'm semi-familiar with. Exodus, Calling the Herd, which is fucking fantastic. Clutch, The Devil in Me. Manila Rose, I can't even read my own spelling. Manila Roads, I think it is. The Fall of Ilium. That one I don't know. Entombed, The Fix Is In. I've heard of that one. Amon Amarth, Death and Fire. Nocturnal Rites, Afterlife. Reverend, Legion, and John Oliva's Pain, Someone and Souls. And my spelling is terrible. And if they're not comeback albums, they're just cool shit that Jeff gave us. But
not comeback. It's the decades.
The decades.
The decades. Oh, from each decade. Okay, that's why. Okay. Yeah, they're songs from the decades. And that John Oliva's Pain album is freaking fantastic. So that was his, and Rob from Vancouver sent us a list of his, and his I have in the correct order. Iron Maiden, Brave New World, Judas Priest, Subterfuge, The Helicopters, Carry Me Home, Iced Earth, Valley Forge, Damage Plan, Pride. That's a freaking fantastic album. Soilwork, Nerve, Lamb of God, Redneck, Killswitch Engage, My Curse, Stone Gods, Don't Drink. That's a bad one. BC wouldn't like that one, I don't think. And Amorphous, Silver Bride. So, guys, thanks for sending them in. I appreciate it. And I will have to check some of those out. Most of the ones from Rob I knew, but the ones from Jeff I'm not familiar with a bunch of them, so I'll have to check them out. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We always love when our listeners send in their picks and their ideas and what they like to talk. We love getting into a discussion because that's what this is all about. We're talking with each other. We love talking with you. So just let us know your thoughts, good or bad. Preferably good, of course. But, if you have some constructive criticism, we're not averse to hearing that at all. Speaking of Sonny Pooney, before we get into what we're listening to, I think it's we have to really get our thinking caps on and really contemplate this week's random thought with Sonny Hollywood Pooney.
The Potter Than Hell podcast presents Random Thoughts with Sonny Hollywood Pooney.
Have you ever seen those trucks with the tomatoes stacked up? What do you think happens to the tomatoes that are at the bottom of those piles?
Well, they probably either get sold or eaten or thrown away.
I think they're the ones that make it to the tomato paste factory.
Yeah.
Heinz is buying up those cases on the bottom to make their liquidy ketchup.
I always just think of whenever I think of fruit stands or stuff like that, I always think of the high-speed chases where the cars will blast through the carts full of fruit.
They always hit a fruit or like a big watermelon truck or something like that.
The pane of glass that they're carrying across the street at the right time and go right through.
And a lot of times it's a truck full of like chickens, so the feathers go everywhere.
Yeah, the chickens, true. Yeah, so I mean that's lots of things that can happen with that.
All right, guys.
Maybe they're the ones they throw at bad musicians, or
Could be.
the rotten fruit that they always throw.
Well, isn't Rotten Tomatoes? Isn't that a ranking thing? Like a
website.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes.
thing, right?
For the movies.
They're a critic aggregator. Yeah, and that's as the Penguin said, is why is there always somebody with tomatoes?
That's right.
When he was getting pelted with them in Batman Returns. But that was a good question. Less risque than we normally get from.
Yeah,
Sonny
that was kind of tame for Sonny.
I don't mind that.
Sometimes caught him off guard because I texted him today. Hey, we're recording tonight. It was like 2 minutes later he sent it to me. So
yeah, because we may be getting into some risque stuff with our topic for tonight. A little teaser there for you, but we can't get there yet because we have to talk about what we are listening to. BB, what did you have on the playlist this week?
All right, today in the mail when I came home was my Kiss Unplugged LP, which I was pleasantly surprised that came. And also I picked up on vinyl the new live Dio, Evil or Divine. Another great album with a person that it seems like we talk about more than Zakk Wylde, Doug Aldridge. But that Dio album is a great album, especially a lot of couple hidden gems on that album that he pulls out of. So not just the regular old set list of songs you're used to. Is a nice little mix.
Well, one of those very in tune with today's topic, so that was good. Dad, how about you? What are you listening to?
And that has a new cover as well.
Yeah.
The Dio one. I've been kind of all over the place this week. I was cleaning some of my vinyl, so I had a playlist going and had every goddamn thing on it. But still listen to the Durbin album. I don't know what it is. The album just kind of caught me in a sweet spot, I think. I really like that one. And I listened to a little bit of Older Maiden. I went back. I listened to the first album. I listened all the way up to Somewhere in Time was as far as I got. Actually, I skipped Power Slave, I think.
Wow.
But once I got going, I'm like, because actually the first one I put on was Number of the Beast, and then I went back, and then I went to Peace of Mind, and then I'm like, I don't really feel like listening to Power Slave, so then I went right. I'm like, I definitely got to listen to Somewhere in Time, which is, it's right up there for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, those are good albums for sure. I don't know why you skipped Power Slave, but
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't in the mood. I think probably because I've heard Aces High and 2 Minutes to Midnight like so many times lately with the new live album out and stuff like that, and it seems like watching videos on YouTube and you watch something, it seems like one of them for some reason pops up a lot on there. So I would just kind of need a little Power Slave break.
Okay, that makes sense. As for me, I've been on a Queen kick. I've been going through their discography from almost like you were doing with Maiden from the very start, going through. I'm at Night at the Opera, so I listened to Queen, Queen 2, Sheer Heart Attack, and Night at the Opera. It's just crazy listening to how they grow because they're very prog and like weird at the beginning. You could hear some of what they're going to become. Like Keep Yourself Alive is on the first album, and then the progression is just really interesting to follow. And I'm very much a fan of just looking at an artist front to back and seeing, okay, this is their weird era, but there's still good stuff. Like, there's stuff that I had never heard before because I never really listened to the first Queen albums. I always just go right to Night at the Opera because that has some of the best songs, like Death on Two Legs and Bohemian Rhapsody and, all the songs that I like. But it's cool. It's cool for sure. I highly recommend doing that with any artist that you, just like me and Dad did, any artist that you like.
And we're going to be doing that with an artist that we hardly ever talk about on this one coming up in a couple weeks.
True. So that's what we're listening to. We have some live Dio and MTV Unplugged Kiss for BB. We have some Durbin and Iron Maiden, early Maiden up till Somewhere in Time from Dad. And for me, I've been listening to the first Queen albums up till Night at the Opera. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. So we normally do a Grammy episodes where we'll go through the Grammy nominations for certain years and say who we think won, things like that. I decided to switch it up this week and do a format that we talked about a couple times on a few episodes, but not really the format that we normally go to. At least I normally don't go to when it comes to music. The music video. So MTV, music television, Demand Your MTV, real big back in the 80s. You had the VJs, the video jockeys that were huge. Martha Quinn, who else, Dad? Nina Blackwood.
Bobby Brown.
Ricky Rackman.
Oh, yeah.
Can't forget him. Headbangers Ball.
Mark Goodman.
Alan
Alan Hunter. They were huge. This was how a lot of bands took off, especially a lot of the hair bands, quote unquote, that we call them. And music videos got so big after Video Killed the Radio Star was the first one that premiered on MTV. That they decided to make music video awards, the VMAs, the Video Music Awards, that they would host every year starting in 1984. So the first one was in Radio City Music Hall, hosted by none other than Dan Aykroyd and Bette Midler, of all people, strangely enough. But we're not going to talk about the first couple of years because it wasn't until 1989 that they came up with a few different categories for music that we talk about on the podcast. So they came up with 4 genre categories in 1989. Best rap video, best dance video, best postmodern video, and what's relevant to us tonight, best heavy metal video. So we're going to be talking about the nominees for that category for 3 years, 89, 90, and 91. Talk about the show that happened in that. And we're going to see what you guys thought, who should win, who do you think won, and we're going to see who actually won. So without further ado, let's go back to 1989. Take the time machine. So the 1989 MTV Video Music Awards were aired on September 6th, 1989, honoring music videos from April 2nd, 1989 to June 1st, 1989, or 1988 to June 1st, 1989. See, I like when they list the time frame. Because I get so confused with the Grammys. Because
they don't know what the fuck they're doing anyways.
Yeah. They just picked the first person.
Are you saying that anyway? MTV knows what they're doing better than the Grammys?
Yeah, back in the day, maybe.
At least in 1989, where they started with at least recognizing our music.
Yeah. So this show was broadcast from the Universal Amphitheater in Los Angeles. The host, Arsenio Hall, somebody who actually just is back in the news today because he was in the Coming to America sequel that just came out, Amazon Prime. I've heard good things about it. I have not watched it yet, but
he had a talk show at the time. So a lot of the bands that were on MTV were featured musical guests on his show.
I remember Jason Voorhees was on his show one time, and he just stood there menacingly the whole time. Pretty funny. So before we get into the category that we're going to be talking about, a little info about the show itself. The most nominated artist was Michael Jackson. He had 9 nominations for videos. The biggest winners, though, it was a tie between Paula Abdul and Madonna. So they each won 4 awards. And I love the statues for the music video awards.
It's the astronaut.
The astronaut with the MTV flag. I think they have a Funko Pop of that. So video of the year went to Neil Young's This Note's For You. They say it was a controversial video. I haven't watched it.
I don't even know that one.
It was the first time since the Cars win in 1984 that an act took home the main award without winning any other award. So that's very interesting.
What did they win with? You might think the Cars.
That's a good question. Let me look real quick.
I want to say it's probably You Might Think, or Drive, but probably You Might Think because that was crazy with all the cool shit.
It was You Might Think. Yep. So that was the winner for 1984. Back to 1989. This ceremony, so Andrew Dice Clay performed.
Hey,
This was
dickory duck.
this was the stand-up routine that got him banned from ever appearing on MTV again because he used like the nurse, the adult version of the nursery rhymes.
Yep.
And he got banned because it was too raunchy. And also, on a sadder note, this was the very last live appearance of Steve Clark with Def Leppard. They performed Tear It Down at the ceremony, and Steve Clark tragically passed away in 1991. So this was like the last time he appeared live with them.
Which I don't even think that song was even out yet.
Yeah. There was a couple performances. You got Madonna performing Express Yourself. Bobby Brown performed On Our Own. Def Leppard, Tear It Down. Tone Loc, Wild Thing.
Yeah.
The Cult, Firewoman. That's a great song. Paula Abdul had a medley of Straight Up, Cold Hearted, and Forever Your Girl. John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora did Living on a Prayer intro and Wanted Dead or Alive. The Cure did Just Like Heaven. Cher did If I Could Turn Back Time. The Rolling Stones, Mixed Emotions. And then Axl and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers did Free Fallin' / Heartbreak Hotel. So those were...
Now, I think, I could be wrong, but I think when Richie and John Bon Jovi did Wanted Dead or Alive, I think that kind of springboarded a lot of the Unplugged stuff.
That could be.
Because that performance was fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm. And like it's crazy that there's so many things that come from the VMAs. Like for instance, Nirvana and Guns N' Roses feud started at the VMAs.
Did it?
In 1992, I think. We're not going to be talking about it, unfortunately, but in a future episode we might. But it's just crazy. Some of the people that presented or did like stand-up routines, like Richard Lewis performed a stand-up routine and then introduced Def Leppard. Corbin Burnson and Downtown Julie Brown presented the best dance video. Mick Jagger presented an award. Motley Crue presented the best heavy metal video award. It's just wild seeing some of these names. Christian Slater, Daisy Fuentes, Ken Ober, and Colin Quinn. It's just names you haven't heard in a very long time. But let's get to the main crux of what we're doing. So, best heavy metal video. And the nominees for the best heavy metal video VMAs are Aerosmith, Ragdoll, Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine, and Metallica, One. So I'll give a brief description of the video just in case people haven't seen it. Ragdoll, it's basically like live footage cut with a bunch of different things that were happening. Like they're almost on Bourbon Street at one point. There's women dancing in windows. Joey Kramer is hitting two drums between the showgirls.
That's the best part of the video.
That's the beginning, right?
Yeah. And like at the end of the video, Steven Tyler makes out with a woman and then drives down a suburban street and he's waving to every single one of the women coming out of the houses.
But did you notice he did not leave by the back door?
No, he left in the front door.
Yep.
Yeah.
And actually, if you watch,
you'll never see him leaving by the back door. Yeah.
When that car goes down the street, the front rim on that car is bent.
No.
Hit the curb.
I don't know why I noticed that. But he's driving down the wrong side of the street,
That
too.
was the first time the first take.
Joe Perry plays the slide guitar, lounging in the middle of the street on a chair. That's a pretty cool part. But it's a pretty good video. So Def Leppard, this has the best intro of Pour Some Sugar on Me. This is my favorite version of the song. But it's concert footage. There's some backstage stuff that's black and white, and then the live stuff is in color. Apparently, there's two versions of the video.
Yeah.
There was one that was recorded before the song was a hit in Britain, and then this one was recorded when the song took off.
And I like, too, because it has a lot of, sound check footage, too, that is really cool. And I think that part's in black and white as well.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see Steve Clark because, like you said, he passed away not too much longer after that.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I got to see that tour.
Yeah.
Yee.
I was a little annoyed by the fake crowd noises that they piped in. It was kind of cool with the sing-along part, but
And that's not in the. I was gonna kind of look back. Is that in the? That's not in the regular album cut.
No,
Just the video they have
at the beginning. That's added for the
because
video.
the original album cut is the step inside, walk this way, which is okay. But I love
the chorus too. There's certain parts it seems like they're piping.
And the beginning of
it's got a different audio mix.
Because they just go into the this is why this is my favorite version of the song, because I love that build. It's very moody, but I digress.
I like it because it's not a separate intro.
Yeah. It goes very well into the song.
Right.
The pow, 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 pow. Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. Again, we love the black and white footage in these videos. There's a grainy filter. They're playing in like a ballroom on almost like a makeshift stage. You see the film crew quite a bit, and you also see the band's girlfriends. Very much a forefront of this video. There's only one shot that's in color, and it's Axl right at the very end.
Like,
but then
for
it shifts
4 seconds.
and then it shifts back to black and white. I'm like, what's the point of that? One thing that is good is they show Slash playing the solo. That's not going to be the case in some of the other songs where they show the guitars playing the solo. I'll point out where there's an egregious part where they don't show the guitarist at all during one of the solos that I'll point out later. And then Metallica 1, this is probably the video that I was the most familiar with before going into this. It's footage of the band playing in black and white yet again, but intercut with footage from the movie How Johnny Got His Gun, including dialogue during the parts where James isn't singing. Very creepy and very unnerving at times. But those are the descriptions of the videos for this year. I'm going to ask which video did you guys like the best? Dad.
I like the Metallica one the best, I think. I want to say I think that they premiered that on like Christmas Day that year, the year that it came out. 88, I think it was. I don't know. I'm kind of Ragdoll, because the first, and it's weird because Ragdoll, the official video, you can't find on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I looked it up and it was cuts from some movie with Alicia Silverstone, I think it was. I think it was in the movie. And I'm like, well, this isn't it, or what the fuck is this? And then Dylan sent it to us. It was on a different thing. And the thing I remember the most is Joey Kramer with the big drums in the beginning. That one's cool. It's cool. And actually, this was when, and actually a couple of the ones that we're going to talk about later, they're mini movies.
Yeah.
Right.
They really are. And in the Metallica one, because I remember Metallica, we are never going to do a video. Fuck that shit. We're not doing that, And they were dead against it. But when they did that, I'll tell you what, they came out with a good one. And that, How Johnny Got His Gun is so creepy because, like, the parts where his dad is there and he's talking to his dad, they're in color. And then when he's like all blown apart and shit in the hospital, it's all black and white. And then like the nurse is trying to cut off his air, and then the dude comes in. It's really creepy. And when he's doing the Morse code with his head, that like fucking freaks me out.
Yeah.
But it's cool though because you get to see the band. And for there being no bass on that album, they showed Jason a whole lot in that video, which is cool. He rocks out. And I like it. You know what? And that's the first I listened to that song like in headphones. In a long time, and I'm like, this is a good goddamn song.
It's good, yeah.
That's probably my favorite out of the three. I think, or out of the four, I'm sorry. Guns N' Roses, the video that's out is the edited one.
Yeah.
Which is, I hate it because, you don't get that guitar harmony part in the beginning. It's like short.
Yeah, they just go right to Axl singing.
And just kind of a burnout factor on Def Leppard because that one you still hear everywhere. But it was cool to see Steve Clark. And I do like the extra footage, not necessarily the live stuff, but I love the sound check stuff. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
All good videos though, but Metallica is probably my favorite out of the whole bunch.
Okay. BB, what'd you think of the videos, and which one did you like the best?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Def Leppard one for me is the clunker. Just some girls on the stage and just them bouncing around. The girls in the crowd and them just bouncing around on stage. It's really, really didn't grab me like Aerosmith's Ragdoll. It has some funny parts. It has some gladly dressed women. It has some shadows in the window doing some funny stuff. So that was kind of cool. The Guns N' Roses one is kind of almost like what Steve said as well. It's there. It's a great song.
They're just hanging out.
And they're just hanging out playing, and they're recording each other while they're recording. So, there's like all these different cameras. But honestly, I think the real only storytelling video is easily Metallica's one, about that World War I soldier. It's just so eerie and creepy. Like even the beginning, when James is just standing there and like the helicopter sound is going on, but it has like that fan with like the shadow on his face. You're like, whoa! And then from there, it's like
it's
the
very atmospheric.
Yeah, it really.
Even,
it almost
even
gives
the
you
band
chills.
footage fits in good with the movie stuff.
Yeah. And that was their first music video, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what a way to come
That's
into
what I mean. They came
the
out,
game. Yeah. So, what do you guys think was? Who do you think is going to win?
I think Metallica's going to win.
Okay.
And that's the one I would hope would win as well.
Okay. What about you, BB?
I hope Metallica wins, but I'm gonna go with the almost the pick because they were just so big in '89. I even though the video is kind of cheesy, I have to go with Guns N' Roses.
Okay. That's who you think is going to win. So,
and then did I say who I would like to win? Did I say that?
No.
Oh, I think I would love Metallica to win this.
okay. Who do you guys? What video do you think shouldn't win at all? Shouldn't have even been nominated, if that's the case.
Well, if they want to go strictly heavy metal videos, Metallica is the only heavy metal video in the group.
True.
We know that places like this are clueless when it comes to
Genre
defining stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think the Guns N' Roses one. I think that's there plainly because of the popularity of the song, not the video itself.
Okay. That makes sense. What about you, BB?
I think the Def Leppard doesn't belong. Maybe if it was a little bit different instead of just, kind of boring, just playing on stage and stuff. Like maybe the one that you were talking about, because I don't know if I probably seen it. I just like some sound check footage and like a little bit different things, but I don't know, just Phil Collins and shirtless just playing on stage just doesn't do it in a video for me.
You liar.
Yeah,
Well, he wasn't as ripped then. You
That's
probably
true.
like it better now.
But now, who?
for my opinions, I really like. You've seen a lot of bands performing music videos. Like they're a dime a dozen. Like them on stage. I like when they add a little something, a nice little spin on the curveball, like Joey Kramer with the drums. Like that's an image I remember. Like I remember that from the video. And Steven Tyler mugs for the camera like really well because that's who he is.
I like his flip at the end when he's going off the stage. That's cool too.
No, I think that was a later video.
In the other
that's
one.
a later video.
That's
I
in
think
the
that's
other
the
one.
other the other side.
That's in the other one.
Because
Oh, okay. I watched because I came out right after that.
No, it's the other side. And I think the one for me that is the most different and the most thought provoking is the Metallica one because it does something different. And it's not like trying to make you comfortable. It's not like, oh, here's us playing.
It's the opposite.
It's really making you think, and it's telling a story. So I really appreciate that. But that being said, the winner of the VMA Award for Best Heavy Metal Video goes to Guns N' Roses, "Sweet Child of Mine."
Christ.
Yep.
The same people that voted for fucking Jethro Tull fucking voted
But
for
hey,
that.
at least they didn't pick Aerosmith like the Grammys do. Like they
With
just
the-
picked
the
the
first-
first one.
the first-
Yeah, they didn't go alphabetical.
Yeah, they did not go alphabetical.
That's true.
So
That's
you know that
true.
they were paying attention.
I mean, it's good,
Yeah.
but it's
See, I just
I
thought
think
that album was just so humongous.
That's
I
why
think-
I think that was there just because it was that.
I think you're absolutely right, BB. I think that it was such a blow up.
and they could probably, I don't know.
I think if they
they could have picked any one of them.
I
They
think
could
if
have
they put
picked
Welcome to the
Paradise
Jungle,
City.
it would have
Yeah.
been more of a a cool thing because it shows them like getting off the bus and stuff like that.
I wonder I wonder if that was released,
Yeah.
and then they could have used it in the next.
Well, the
year,
album came out in what, 87?
Yeah. So they were also nominated for Best Group Video, also for "Sweet Child of Mine." Living Colour, Cult of Personality won that one.
That's a good song.
Yeah, good
Yeah, that was a great song. The Traveling Wilburys were also nominated for "Handle with Care."
Our Mike.
I love the Traveling
I
Wilburys.
always
are
think
great.
that too.
I know. He had the tape in the car. We go to school. He pick us up. He Trevor Wilburys.
It looks like Paradise City was nominated for Best Stage Performance in a Video. Living Colour, Cult of Personality won that.
That's really good. And some of the footage from that was from Pennsylvania, from
was it?
Pocono Downs, Paradise City.
Oh wow.
And don't worry, BB. Van Halen was not left out. Finish What You Started was nominated for Best Direction in a Video. It lost to Madonna's Express Yourself. Another song.
If it was a Dave video, would have won.
Another song that was nominated in that category. Parents Just Don't Understand from DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. You remember that song, right, Dad?
No need to argue. Your parents just don't understand, righty.
Probably.
Come on, Will Smith.
I don't listen to that stuff. Even now.
There's a really funny Parks and Rec gag featuring that. The Video Vanguard Award, which is basically like kind of like a, I don't know if it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, but or something like that. But George Michael won that one.
With what?
It was just like, I think it's like they're
like a culmination of the videos.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna actually look up what the hell that means.
What's that one video with all the models and the girls are in the tub and stuff? That's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
It's not Faith. It's something different.
It's another one he did.
Yeah. But it's not Wham. It's George Michael though.
Yeah, I could see it.
Cindy Crawford's in it.
Yeah,
She's
like
in
all
the
these
tub.
models.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's like hit the mute and just.
So the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. It's presented by MTV for outstanding contributions and profound impact on music video and popular culture. So George Michael won that year. Great performer, George. You have to admit, George Michael could really.
He was good for what he did.
Yeah. Did you ever see his version of "Somebody to Love" with Queen after Freddie Mercury died? They did like a big concert where they had a bunch of different singers perform. Really, really good.
Dude had a good voice too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was great. So we're gonna move on to 1990. Breaking into the 90s, everybody. So this ceremony aired live September 6, 1990, hosted again by Arsenio Hall, and again broadcast from the Universal Amphitheater in Los Angeles. Music videos from June 2nd, 1989 to June 1st, 1990 were included. This year, this was the first time that Janet Jackson had a controversial performance. She opened her shirt and revealed a bra, which we all know that would be escalated.
Wardrobe malfunction. Just a little practice.
But everybody was kind of scandalized by that, which is funny in the past. She was given the Video Vanguard Award that year. And then Madonna was one of the biggest winners of the night.
Still winning.
She had 3 technical awards, and Sinead O'Connor was the other most awarded artist of the night.
Oh,
Not her tearing up the picture of the Pope.
The one song she had, yeah.
No one like you, or someone like you, or no one does it like you, or does me like you, or something.
Madonna was the most nominated artist of the night.
She was on a roll back then.
And there's another artist that was also nominated, very much so, but I'm not going to say who it was because that might spoil who eventually wins.
Ooh.
But some of the performers of the night, Janet Jackson performed Black Cat, and
Black Cat. That's the song. That's a good song.
Motley Crue performed "Don't Go Away
Now
Mad."
it's funny. He knows Black Cat, but he doesn't know DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Summertime.
Because hot Janet Jackson's in the video, in the Black Cat video, and Will Smith is in the other one. So just go with that.
So Motley Crue performed "Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away."
Terrible song.
MC Hammer performed "Let's Get It Started" / "You Can't Touch This," of course.
No.
Here you go, Dad. In Excess, "Suicide Blonde."
Good song.
There you go.
Sinead O'Connor, "Nothing Compares to You."
There
is the
you
song
go.
you were thinking of. New Edition featuring Bobby Brown did "Poison," "Tap Into My Heart," "Rub You the Right Way," "Sensitivity," "If This Isn't Love," "Mr. Telephone Man," Can You Stand the Rain?" Faith No More performed "Epic." This is what is in. Phil Collins did Studio.
Studio, yeah.
2 Live Crew, Band in the USA. World Party performed "Put the Message in the Box." Aerosmith performed "Lovin' in an Elevator."
Good song.
Fantastic song. And Madonna performed "Vogue."
I like
Okay.
I haven't done as great hits.
Let's see. So the presenter for the best heavy metal. So it was changed to best metal / hard rock video. Dad.
There you go. See that little better definition. That helps.
Yeah.
So it was Christina Applegate and David Faustino that presented.
Married with Children.
Yeah, Married with Children.
Okay.
So that's how you. This is where you know where we're at in this.
Bud and
this
Kelly
era.
Bundy.
Okay, so the nominees for best metal hard rock video for the Video Music Awards are Aerosmith, "Janie's Got a Gun," Faith No More, "Epic," Motley Crue, "Kickstart My Heart," and Slaughter, "Up All Night, Sleep All Day." So brief description of each of the videos. Aerosmith, "Janie's Got a Gun," directed by David Fincher, who would go on to direct such classics as Zodiac, Seven, The Social Network.
Is he that actor that I like too?
No, that's David Fichtner.
It's his cousin.
No, David Fincher is the director. Directed Aliens 3, which isn't well loved, but so it's basically the story of the song. Janie's abused by her father and ends up killing him. There's like an investigation that happens.
That's how you do a song like that, not like the Motorhead one.
Yeah, footage of the band performing. They're in like a kind of a industrial-like setting. At one point, Steven Tyler's crawling along the ground, but it works really well with what's going on in the video at the time. Very, very cool visuals because it's David Fincher and he knows how to direct shit. Faith No More, "Epic." So lots of surreal imagery. They really love the image of the hand with the eyeball in the center.
Then you get the mouth and the two eyes at the end.
The band's in this stormy void with like lightning effects happening. They're in a downpour at one point. At the end of the song, they have a fish dying, which is very uncomfortable to watch.
They said that fish did not die.
Well, that's
it was
good.
Just flopping around.
That's good because it looked like they had it for a little long. But then the lead singer is also playing the piano, and he walks away and the piano blows up.
That's awesome.
Which is cool. Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart. The band shows up at the whiskey. The home. Here we are, home sweet home.
But they show up in the Dr. Feelgood mobile.
Yeah.
With Sam Kinison driving it.
Yes. And yet again they're performing in black and white, cut with footage of high octane stuff like car crashes, skydiving, boats wrecking. And this is the video where they do not show Mick Mars during the fucking solo. They show Tommy and they show Vince, and I'm like, why aren't you showing? This is one of Mick's best solos.
I know, and he fucking.
They only show Mick when he's doing the talk box.
Yeah, they show the little talk box.
Just when they get the
wow.
like,
yeah. I was super pissed by that. And then we have Slaughter Up All Night. It opens with the sun setting. There's glimpses of the nightlife. We see a woman walking dogs, and there's people all over the place. There's women dancing against the brick walls, and there's streams of water happening, and the band's playing. Not in black and white, though, which is good. No. So those are descriptions of the music videos. BB, what did you think of these videos, and which one was your favorite?
I enjoyed these. I think I enjoyed these 4 better than the first 4. I love Aerosmith's video. Just I love like when the song tells the story and the video goes with the story, and like even like parts like when they're singing the chorus like Runaway.
Yeah.
And they showed her running in the street. Like that's just really grabs your eye. Faith No More, that video, that's just unique. That's just crazy stuff. It was cool. I have no clue what the guitar player's name, but he had a Cliff Burton shirt on. That was kind. I thought that was kind of cool. And then, like we said, the fish flopping and the guitar and the piano blowing up at the end. Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart. This is in the same category as Pour Some Sugar on Me. It's boring. Like isn't this the song about Nicky Sticks like getting shot because he overdosed 80,000 times? Why are they showing car crashes and just
because he almost died, and those people in turn
because they sing "Skydive Naked" from an airplane.
Right? Yeah, they do.
But they do not show the lady with a body from outer space, though.
No, that's true.
Naked from an airplane.
Yeah, just weird. That's definitely my lowest one. Slaughter's Up All Night. I thought that was really, really cool. And just for shits and giggles, when the drummer has the space for rent, call this number. Rent. I called the number today.
Was it disconnected?
It's disconnected.
Yeah.
but I kind of typed in that number today to search if
it spells anything.
It actually used to be their Slaughter's tour. Updates.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was like their info line. But I enjoyed that. This one's a tough one. I love the Aerosmith and I love the Slaughter one. Like both differently. Like I said, I love the Aerosmith for how it follows the story. I just love the Slaughter one because it's just like a party song back in the day. Mm-hmm. Do I pick my favorite now?
Yeah, pick which one you like the best.
I think I'm just going to go on a limb. I'm going to say Faith No More Epic one because it's like they were new. The colors in it represent 1990. It's weird. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. It just seems like that one is the winner.
Okay. Dad, what'd you think of the videos?
All right, Janie's Got a Gun. Very first thing I wrote down was mini movie.
Yep.
I can't imagine even back then how much that cost to make. Very cool video. Like I said, that's how you do a song like that. But that was a very different song for Aerosmith too. That you didn't have that kind of. I mean, Aerosmith was not singing about social issues.
Yeah.
At that point, I don't even know if they even have after that. But that was an unusual song. From the cool video, you could tell it was like big budget. Like I said, it was like a mini movie. Faith No More. I remember when this came out, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like at the one point, he's got boxing gloves on.
Yeah.
On the one part,
He's
and
beating
like
himself.
his outfits are like holy shit, like just crazy. And like you said, BB, the guitar player had the Cliff Burton tribute shirt on, and I like it. And I love when the piano blows up. I love the skull with the glasses. Mm-hmm. And there's like the keyboard player has like this stuffed cat on there, and then the dog is going back and forth behind the chair and shit. There's just like, it's kind of like some of the dreams I've been having, like, you know, over the last couple of years. Is crazy. I like it though. But I remember when that came out, and that was one of the first ones too that you had that crossover with rock and rap. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was very cool that it was such a prominent song. Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart. I'm kind of a BB. Like, it's just them playing in the club. Back to the whiskey, where, you know, to the whiskey, right, where it all started for these guys, pretty much. But it is cool seeing the Dr. Feelgood mobile and Sam Kinison. And I don't think he lived much longer after that. Actually, very, you know, it's okay. Like, they show that you notice the number on the car that keeps flipping over. It's 51.
Oh, is it?
That yellow car.
Oh, right.
But if you watch that, it's not a NASCAR because they're going the
wrong
other way.
way.
They're going the other way.
Yeah.
And the numbers aren't backwards, so it's, I don't know where it's from. It kind of looks like Talladega, but it's going the wrong way. Maybe it is 15. Maybe it is, but the 5 would be fucked up. Yeah. It's okay. I mean, the song is cranking, and I agree with Dylan. Like, the fucking show, make playing. But I like when it's when although here we even know we kick some ass, it shows, like, goes back. It shows the live wire video with them setting Nikki Sixx's legs on fire and shit, and it shows from like the Looks That Kill video, and it shows little footage from Home Sweet
Some
Home.
old stuff, yeah,
you know what I mean? So
that.
you get that little nostalgia of the crew's career through that small part of the video. But it's okay. It's, you know, pretty much a performance video, but I like those clips. The skydiving, I think that's actually them skydiving. Like I said, the talk box is great at the end. Slaughter, Up All Night, very cool. That girl is so fucking hot in that video. When she's there, like, it's braining on her and shit, fucking awesome. The beginning though, I'm like, ugh, it was cringeworthy. It reminded me of the I Love It Loud video where Paul Stanley does that lame roll. Like, Mark jumps off that thing and he rolls, like, at the beginning. That's all I could think of. I'm like, oh, not a good way to start the video. But it is cool. And it was very cool to see Tim Kelly, who passed away a couple years later as well, play the guitar. And it was cool, too, because when they show the solos, it shows them playing 2 different guitars. I like that. And that girl's just so hot. And I do like the beginning because it shows the sun going down in the beginning, and it shows it coming back up at the end. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
From dusk till dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what? Who do you think? Yeah. What was your favorite?
I gotta say, my favorite's definitely Faith No More. I like that video. I just like the craziness of it. It's just like fucking anything goes.
Yeah.
And one we'll talk about later, I think is even crazier. It's cool. I like it. I like this. I like this. Really like the song too.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard it in a while. And when I saw this come, I'm like, ooh, cool. I get this. Not that I can't watch it at any time, but it's not one that I think to to go to check out.
Okay.
Really liked it. I like the flopping fish, and I have something to say about that later on too.
Okay. Who do you think won? Who do you think they picked?
I have a coin flip between Aerosmith and Faith No More, but I'm gonna say Aerosmith.
Okay.
I would hope it would be Faith No More, but I'm gonna say Aerosmith won.
Okay. What about you, BB?
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick Faith No More one just for the sheer fact it's just weird, it's crazy, full of colors. It's 1990, the bright colors were there. Okay. And these guys are pretty much, I think this was their first album, so maybe it's like a new thing, new crazy video. Here you go. Here's an award.
What song do you not want to win? Shouldn't have even been considered.
I would like to see I would like a list of other videos that were out like that year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We should do that next time. Like maybe throw a couple.
That's a lot of videos.
No, I know, but like prominent ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because like the next year there's a lot more.
Yeah.
So I wish they did that in this year, but the show evolved as it went along.
Okay.
But I mean, I think they're all good. I think the Motley Crue one seems more thrown together than as, you know what I mean? Because there's just the cut in shit has nothing to do with
the song.
Much to do with the song. You know what I mean?
The only thing when they say skydiving naked from aeroplane, the guy jumps out the plane.
Yeah,
that's
Cousin Fuel Bike doing 103, but they don't show any. I mean, well, it shows them on the motorcycles too. The girls video too.
Yeah,
but like I don't know. It doesn't show any motorcycles racing. A lot of dragsters too.
Yeah.
I can understand the adrenaline type factor because it is that kind of thing. But
they're trying to kickstart your heart with these crashes.
I think that's probably the lesser of the three.
Okay.
Four. Or of the four, but and that's another song too. If I had to pick, I'd say it's probably my favorite song out of all of them. But I do have a burnout factor on it as well.
Would you agree, BB, that
100%.
Kickstart My Heart's the weakest of them?
Easily.
Yeah, I think that's the case too. If you're gonna have Kickstart My Heart, you better fucking show Mick Mars play that goddamn solo. That's what I'm there for. I'm there to see Mick Mars shred.
It's the best part of the song.
It's the best part of the song, and they don't.
And I want to see Nicky take a shock.
But the rest of the videos, I think they all had pretty strong concepts. I mean, Up All Night was real fun. I like the different footage they had of the nightlife in the city and the
right. They all kind of otherwise told a story.
Yeah, like the setting,
except for Fate No More. That just
came from who knows what they're
some dude that's in an asylum.
The setting that they performed in was real fun, very much in tune with the song. Faith No More. That's just a crazy video and pretty wild. And Aerosmith's Janie's Got a Gun. I expect greatness from David Fincher when he directs, and he brought it. And it's a good concept. It's a solid concept and really moody. Like you said, different for Aerosmith. So the winner of the Best Metal Hard Rock Video VMA, Aerosmith, Janie's Got a Gun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's understandable. That it's a strong concept.
Right. I mean, I think you could probably, if you took the other three videos and combined the money they spent on them, probably equal half of what Aerosmith spent on their video.
Yeah. That's what I like to see of a music video. I like to see a story being told or something, because I can watch a concert.
You can watch a concert, but it's good to come away from something going, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then I go in the other direction, like watch a video like fucking Judas Priest Painkiller. You're like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome.
True. No, that's true.
Right.
Leslie Ann Warren from Clue was the mother in Janie's Got a Gun too. But some of the other winners of the year, Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You, was a huge winner. Janie's Got a Gun got
so
nominated.
So that crushed into both years?
No, this is it's still
you were talking about that this year. Okay.
Janie's Got a Gun was nominated for a shit ton of awards. It was nominated for Video of the Year. It lost to Sinead O'Connor. It was nominated for Best Group Video. Lost to the B-52's Love Shack.
That was cool too.
Great song. It was nominated for Best Directing in a Video, which is very interesting because there's 4 nominees, and 3 of them, David Fincher directed the videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he directed Madonna's Vogue, and he directed Don Henley's The End of Innocence as well.
Wow, the money that dude must have made in the late 80s.
It was nominated for Best Art Direction in a Video, Best Editing in a Video, lost to Love Shack and Vogue, Best Cinematography. And actually, the cinematographer for, the director of photography for Aerosmith's Janie's Got a Gun is Dariusz Wolski, who did the cinematography for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, for a lot of Ridley Scott movies like Prometheus.
Now, what does that mean? How they set up the cameras and
like
shit?
the camera operator,
angles
basically.
And stuff?
Yeah, like basically working with the director about the shot, like
the
composition.
scope of it. And...
the shot composition and how things are framed. Very underrated position. They also won the Viewer's Choice Award for Janie's Got a Gun. But some of the other videos that were nominated, We Didn't Start the Fire, Billy Joel, Paula Abdul,
cool,
Opposites Attract, MC Hammer, You Can't Touch This,
Can't touch this.
Prince, Bat Dance, great song. Biz Marquis, Just a Friend.
Yeah!
Oh, baby, you
got what I need!
Oh, is that what? Oh, my God.
Fantastic. I love that so
that's
much.
worse than A Little Help from My Friend.
Love that so much.
Oh, my God. I would run into fucking traffic.
Belle Biv DeVoe, Poisoned. That
Poison.
girl is poison. Great song. Yes.
Oh, okay. See that part I.
Yeah, that drum sampled intro is so good.
And that drum intro sample thing is in a newer song.
Yeah.
That Casey's listened to. I'm like,
Oh, a little Belle Biv DeVoe.
kind of know that song.
Sampling a sample.
Yeah.
But that was 1990. We have one more year to go, but before we get to it, we're going to do our hidden gems. And to lead us into the hidden gems, I have a hidden gem song. This song comes from a band that we talked about last time. Dad had picked them for, well, not last time, the time before, for one of the decades. He picked Saxon, but this song is from their Thunderbolt album in 2018. The song's Nosferatu, The Vampire's Waltz. Fantastic, moody song. There's a cool time change in the middle there that I really enjoy. I know you're familiar with it, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great song. So, without further ado, going into our hidden gems, this is Saxon with Nosferatu, The Vampire's Waltz. Okay, that was Saxon with Nosferatu, the Vampire's Waltz. Hope you all enjoyed that. And without further ado, let's get into our hidden gems. Dad, what is your hidden gem this week?
Okay, obviously the Saxon song is dedicated to Sonny Pooney because he loves them so much.
Saxno,
as he calls them. Great song. I think it's excellent. That Thunderbolt album is fantastic. I can't wait to hear their follow-up, which is supposed to be out next year. My hidden gem this week is going to be an album. Came out in 1982. It's the Michael Schenker Group, One Night at Budokan. Accumulation of the songs from his first two albums. And the first one was MSG, and the second was Michael Schenker Group, which, he didn't get really inventive with the album names at that time. But the band is Michael Schenker. Lead guitars, of course. Gary Barden on vocals. Chris Glenn on bass. Cozy Powell, the late, great Cozy Powell on drums. And Paul Raymond from UFO fame on rhythm guitar and keyboards. Just a great album. I remember when this came out. Picked it up. And actually, we picked this up, I think, before we picked up the first two MSG albums. Starts out with Armed and Ready. Has Cry for the Nations. Cry for the Nations is fantastic on there. Songs like Attack of the Mad Axemen, Into the Arena, on and on. Has Dr. Doctor on there from UFO. Just a really good, solid live album from the early 80s. MSG, One Night at Budokan.
Cool. BB, what's your hidden gem?
We're going to go all the way back to L.A. in the era of 1984 to 1986. The band Stone Fury. Lead singer Lenny Wolf, also the lead singer from Kingdom Come Righty. Very melodic, big drums, big squealing guitars. His vocals are fantastic in this. Just a great band. Once again, lost in the shuffle. Also, Randy Castillo played drums with this band as well at one time. They have two albums. Burns Like a Star came out in 84. And Let Them Talk came out in 1986. And their one big single was Break Down the Walls, released in 1984. So the band is Stone Fury.
Very cool. I've not heard of them. I'm glad that James Kotak is not involved.
Yes.
My hidden gem is a documentary that I watched last week on Netflix. I was in the Queen mood, so I was looking for things to consume that was Queen related, and I came across this documentary, The Show Must Go On, the Queen and Adam Lambert story. Of course, Adam Lambert now is the lead singer of Queen after they worked with him on American Idol when he lost, when he should have won, because he was doing like hard rock stuff. And, like,
They don't want any of that shit.
But
No.
it actually makes me really appreciate Adam Lambert being a part of Queen, because I was always like, okay, it's cool that he's there, but it just doesn't. It's not what I go to for Queen, but. Honestly, watching the footage makes me want to check out Adam Lambert performing with Queen. The live songs that he does, like, they sound fantastic, and the band seem really enthusiastic to have him there. Of course, it's just Brian May and Roger Taylor. John Deacon retired, so he's no longer with the band. But it's like watching Brian May and Roger Taylor talk about him. Like, they clearly love having him in the band and being able to tour and still continue going with the music. So. Really good documentary, and I have to check out their live albums with Adam Lambert now, because it sounds good. I mean, I like it better than
Paul Rogers.
Yeah, Paul Rogers.
Yeah.
Which Paul Rogers is good, but like he lacks that energy that you need.
No
I
energy.
think. Whereas Adam Lambert has that energy.
Yeah, I saw Bad Company twice. Once with Paul Rogers and once with that Howe guy that just passed away, and I didn't like Paul Rogers' stage presence because he was just kind of like all puffed up, standing in front of the stage, like,
Yeah.
And I just didn't like it, and I don't think he was a good fit, even vocally. I think for Queen,
Yeah.
Where Adam Lambert,
He has the range.
He does have the range, and I think they probably like. I can honestly tell you, I probably haven't even heard two songs with Adam Lambert singing with Queen, but I would assume that. They do like him because he probably brings that youthfulness back into them. And you get guys like that, and it re-energizes a band.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a young guy like that. Like look at Priest. They were gonna call it quits, and then Richie Faulkner came in, and they're still going now. And guys like that like re-energize a band a lot, and I think that's probably how their feelings are for for Adam Lambert and Queen, though. But
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good documentary. So those are our hidden gems. Dad had MSG One Night at Budokan live album, right? Live album. BB had the band Stone Fury, and I had The Show Must Go On, the Queen and Adam Lambert story. Now, before we get into our last year for the VMAs we're going to be talking about tonight, Dad, you have an announcement that you would like to make regarding some cool stuff that we're going to be doing.
Yeah, actually, tonight, where you guys are, when this podcast comes out, is going to be March 19th. And this evening, if you listen to this before 8 o'clock tonight, you will be able to jump online and get on our Facebook page, ours, or the Grown Up Rock podcast, or the Shout It Out Loud cast. And we're doing a live stream tonight. It's going to be myself and Dylan doing it this time again. And it's going to be good. We're going to be doing a song draft from, what's the years, Dylan? It's like
1980 to 1989.
1980 to 1989. So it kind of fits in a little bit of what we're doing here. And but it's going to be a different kind of draft of songs that we're used to drafting. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited.
There's going to be a lot of ball busting. I'm like kind of still shaking my head at some of the songs we have to fucking pick, but it's always a lot of fun doing those with those guys. So if you don't get to catch us live, if you do catch us live, interact with us, because you can get on there and you can interact with us, and we read the comments and everything and comment on the comments. And so check it out. If you haven't checked it out, haven't been able to check it out live, we'll have it posted on our Facebook page, and you can catch it on the other podcast page as well. That's Grown Up Rock. And actually, Grown Up Rock, they're the host of the live stream this month, and we will be doing the next one, which I already have a cool topic for us to do for the next one. So check it out. So check us out, Grown Up Rock and Shout Out Loudcast.
Yeah, very excited. I had a lot of fun doing the last one, and I'm sure this one will be no different. So, going into the last year, we're going to be talking about, for the night, 1991 MTV Video Music Awards. I sound like a broken record. Yet again hosted by Arsenio Hall, and yet again broadcast from the Universal Amphitheater in Los Angeles. It was aired on September 5th, 1991. And the videos that are in contention are from June 2nd, 1990 to June 15th, 1991. So there was a new category this year, Best Long-Form Video, but then it was retired until 2016, where it was renamed to Breakthrough Long-Form Video. So long-form video, I take it, is basically like a concert video, basically, is how I take it from the nominees. But the artist that led both in nominations and wins was REM for Losing My Religion. That's a good video. That's a good video. Come on. That's a great song. Come on.
They suck.
Don't be a hater.
I am.
Some performances that happened tonight. This one, there's a lot. Yep, Pound Cake, Van Halen.
I remember this one.
There's a lot of bands that you would like, actually, Dad, that performed this year. So Pound Cake with Van Halen. CNC Music Factory did a medley of things that make you go,
I like that.
Here we go. Let's
Better than
rock and
Pound
roll.
Cake.
And then Gonna Make You Sweat. Everybody Dance Now. Classic. Everybody dance now. Yeah.
Okay.
Poison performed Talk Dirty to Me. Mariah Carey performed Emotions. EMF performed Unbelievable. Oh! You remember that one, Dad?
Oh, yeah.
You're unbelievable. The things you say. Yeah. Paul Abdul performed Vibology. Queensryche performed...
all over the place.
Queensryche performed Silent Lucidity. Ladies Love Cool James. LL Cool J performed Mama Said Knock You Out. Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. Metallica performed Enter Sandman. Don Henley performed The Heart of the Matter. Guns N' Roses did Live and Let Die live from Wembley Stadium in London. When you were young in your heart. Prince and the New Power Generation performed Get Off as well.
The New Power Generation.
Yep.
I don't remember.
Not the Revolution.
Yeah. I don't remember that added part at the end.
Yep. So, the nominees for Best Metal Hard Rock Video are AC/DC, Thunderstruck, Aerosmith, The Other Side, also Dulcimer Stomp, because that's at the beginning of the song, right? That's like the dum, 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 like that part. Well, that's how it is in the album, Pump. Like it had Dulcimer Stomp / The Other Side. You don't remember that?
Vaguely.
Okay. Alice in Chains, Man in the Box. The Black Crowes, She Talks to Angels. Faith No More, Falling to Pieces. Guns N' Roses, You Could Be Mine. Queensryche, Silent Lucidity. And BB's least favorite, Warrant, Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Worst song of the night we're talking about.
Okay, so a brief description of each of the music videos. So AC/DC Thunderstruck. It's live footage of the band. I think the coolest thing is how the crowd is stacked. They're like in a wall. And they're all kind of...
It's kind of like a prison.
Yeah, it's like a prison or like a Coliseum type thing.
Yeah.
Where they're all just like,
they're all just
yeah.
Hair's going everywhere.
Cool footage of Angus, duck walking from below. You look up at him.
The fretboard cam.
Yeah, the fretboard and the drumstick cam at the beginning. Chris Slade, their best drummer, performing. So fantastic. It's a good performance video. Aerosmith, The Other Side. It's almost like two videos. The first part with the Dulcimer Stomp starts with the band being taken out of their road cases and they're like wind-up dolls.
Oh, okay. No, all right, yeah.
And being put together, kind of screwed together like a table. But then it cuts to concert footage. And this is where Steven Tyler at the end does the flip. Because it's the song ends and they're walking off stage and he does the flip to go out.
Yeah.
There's a cool thing he does too with he spins around the pole like he's about to kick somebody or something. It's another concert footage, but not black and white. Alice in Chains, Man in the Box. We go sepia tone.
Sepia.
Not black and white.
I thought that's what that was called.
Of the band playing in a barn. There's a cloaked man that's walking around, wandering. Lots of shots of the cows. And the spotlights going into the cows and in Lane Staley's face.
It's like the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, and then the video ends with the cloaked man revealing that his eyes have been sewn shut. Like the song says. I also always get thrown off when it's the censored version with the Buried in My Pit.
Yeah.
Instead of shit. The Black Crowes, She Talks to Angels. There's a woman in a room alone and she's wandering around and the band's kind of playing against a blank wall, kind of individual footage of them. Kind of a warmer black and white, not quite sepia.
Not quite sepia, not quite black and white.
It's kind of in the middle
black
there.
And gold or something.
So, points for not being totally black and white. Faith No More, Falling to Pieces. Yet again, this is a wild video. The colors in the room keep changing. There's random animals and, taxidermied animals kind of all around there and going in front of the camera.
I think I had them mixed up because even the skull is in...
Yeah, because the skinless form of him keeps shifting. Yeah. He has a bunch of different outfits he's wearing. At one point he's a surgeon and there's blood on his hands and he's putting it on the wall. It's a wild video. You kind of expect that from Faith No More at this point. Guns N' Roses, You Could Be Mine. This was a tie-in with Terminator 2 Judgment Day. So there's footage of the movie in there. But Arnold, the Terminator himself, shows up at their concert. And he has his shotgun and he's coming up to the stage. And I think there's a scene at the end that wasn't in the video that I saw where he's scanning each of the band members. He scans the band, yeah. And he's a waste of ammo.
Waste of ammo.
Which is kind of funny. But yeah, it kind of also scary with what's happened with concerts now with some shootings, but
never thought of that at all.
Yeah. But sure. It's cool seeing Arnold actually in the video because usually you get a double or a stand-in, but it's actually
or they'll just show movie clips.
Yeah, it's actually Arnold he shows up at the concert trying to find them. Queensryche, Silent Lucidity, very much like a child dreaming. There's a mobile, he's playing catch. There's the band's performing in front of a light blue background. There's flashes of his life and the dreams that he's having and him sleeping in the bed. Very much kind of about the lucid dreaming that the song is about. Right. And then Warrant, Uncle Tom's Cabin. This is probably the one that has the strongest story element. They're in the bayou and there's two guys hiding from the cops as the sheriff are getting rid of the bodies that
they were fishing and it was getting pretty late.
Yeah.
And basically telling the story of the song. They're performing in the cabin. And the shotgun holes bring light into the place. Uncle Tom ends up getting killed by the sheriff when he confronts him in the bar, and it's
he's the one that told him to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah,
but he was looking at him though.
Yeah, he was and they're like, oh my god, the sheriff's disposing of bodies. What do we do? Because at first you're thinking, did they kill the people? Because you see the shots of the bodies being found, and then you're like, oh, are these people hiding to try and, but it's the other way around. They do a switcheroo on you.
It came down.
Okay, so Dad, what do you think of these videos, and which one was your favorite?
The AC/DC one's cool. Like I said, I like the fretboard cam, and I do enjoy some Chris Slade on the drums there. Cool video. Not a whole lot to it. Cool song. Excellent song, though. Aerosmith, The Other Side. I like it. I forgot about where they put them together at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. But and I do like the flip at the end. Like I said, I thought it was the last one. Man in the Box. Like I said, to me it reminds me of the film like the fucking Blair Witch Project, which that movie totally freaks me out. It is cool, that creepy guy at the end, his eyes are sewn shut. But I do like how when Jerry Cantrell sings, it goes like right to him, and it shows him that yes, that this is not just Lane Staley singing. Yeah. It is Jerry Cantrell singing this part of the song. I like that. Falling to Pieces is really like epic part 2. But if you notice, parts of the song, there's fish swimming by of the same type of fish that was flopping around on the ground on Epic. Yeah. So I think they were kind of like, okay, here's this fish lives, but he's still swimming by. Mm-hmm. But then I love later in the video, they fucking blow up all the fish. Yeah. All the fish are exploding as it goes along, and then like some of them have paint in them, so they're blowing up and making marks on the wall for the paint, which was
and the paint spewing at the lead singer when he opens the door. Like
and it's going, and you can tell the one it goes right down his mouth. He's got to be like, like another crazy video. I love when he's like dressed the doctor banging his arms on the wall. Very cool. And this is the one with the skull with the glasses, where it's very cool, and you get the hand with the singing mouth and stuff too on that one. Guns N' Roses, You Can't Be Mine from Terminator 2, of course. Arnold goes to the show, and this is cool too because Izzy was still in the band, and cool to see him there. Yeah. And Matt Sorum was in the band at the time though. Cool video. I like the end, but like if you watch the very end, him and Axl have a little stare down. And then you can see Arnold crack a tiny smile before he turns away. Very cool. Black Crow, She Talks to Angels. Boring as fuck. Just boring. I'm sorry, David Hudson. If you guys like the Black Crows, I'm sorry. Check out State of America podcast with David Hudson. Excellent podcast. But this, I hate the song to begin with, and the video is boring as fuck. Queensryche, Silent Lucidity. I love this video. This just, maybe of all the ones we talked about tonight, this one in Metallica capture the mood of the song. So maybe Janie's Got a Gun, but I don't think as much. I think this just captures the dreamy aspect of this song. And this is another song that every time I see them do it live, whether it be with Tyler Torrey or with Jeff Tate, I always picture the video. And I love that Christy Garmo's still in the band. He's got that double neck guitar, fucking awesome. I love it. I just like the imagery in it. And I liked how, with your mindset, free to fly, like the kids in the bed, and like the sheet is like a sail. Yeah. And like the kids sailing through the night in the bed with the sheet as the sail. That's very cool. I'm not really sure why that funnel is spinning. There's a funnel that spins. I'm not really sure what that is, but I like it. Very cool. Uncle Tom's Cabin. BB, I forgot about this. How cool this video was. I hadn't seen it in like forever, and I'm like, holy shit! I forgot how freaking cool this was. And I like Dylan said, when the shotgun shoots and it blows the holes in the wall and the light comes through. Very cool. I like it. And that's a. Like you said, it's probably the most storytelling one out of all of these ones here, and I forgot, and I was kind of like, how does this end again? I'm like, and I was like, oh, okay, and the ending is very cool. So the only one that I didn't like at all was She Talks to Angels, which I think that one was another one that was just thrown in there because of the popularity of the song.
Okay, so what was your favorite?
My favorite's probably the Queensryche one.
Okay,
definitely my favorite one.
Okay, BB, what'd you think?
It's almost like a ditto. AC/DC's Thunderstruck. I think the VIP of this video is definitely the crowd. Yeah. How you have like the wall of people just doing their head banging, and of course you have the iconic strut or whatever, the duck walk that we're gonna call it. And it's funny how we already talked about Chris Slade playing the drums. He just looks like he is just having one hell of a good fucking time, you know.
But I like in that one too. They show the whole band a lot. They show
everybody.
They show Malcolm a lot. They show
equally.
Cliff Williams a lot. That's what I like about that too. That it's not just Angus and Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, not at all. Aerosmith, The Other Side. All right. It was cool how they put the band together in the beginning, taking them out of the box and get them out on stage. Another cool part was when he says, "Open up my eyes," he flips his sunglasses up and his eyes are closed,
they're
but
painted.
they're actually painted. So that was kind of cool in that part. Alice in Chains, Man in the Box. Love this song. Crazy, crazy video. You almost can't, you don't understand it. You still don't understand the Man in the Box just from the video. And just different parts in it. We've talked about the cloak guy with his eyes closed
Who's
shut.
the man and what's the box?
I know, right? I need to know. The Black Crow, she talks to angels. Meh. It's just
Next.
meh. It's just one of those songs. The song never grabbed me. The video is meh. Sorry, Huddy, but it's not just the Black Crows are just really not my thing. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard to actually say something positive. So I'll just go to Faith No More, Falling to Pieces. Almost like epic, it just this one it gets. I think this video gets too busy. It is just all over the place. All the costume changes and set changes and fish and cats and
Must have
dogs.
taken them forever to shoot it.
It's all over the place. Very, very busy. Guns N' Roses, You Could Be Mine. I love this one. I love how it goes from different parts of them playing to the movie, back to them playing, back to the movie, back and forth. I really, really enjoy that because really none of the other, well, I guess probably because none of these were actually on like a soundtrack. But that was cool how they went back and forth from the music to the movie.
And they do show some cool parts of the movie too.
They do.
Yeah.
I thought it really worked well. Queensryche, Silent Lucidity, another great moody video. Definitely goes with the song. The double neck guitar is really, really cool in there. It just even though sometimes you're so sick of the song, the video really grabs you and puts you there along with the lyrics. It's like the story, it's the mood. It's just a great way to tie both the music and the video together. And what can I say about Uncle Tom's Cabin? It's just, this is like neck and neck with Janie's Got a Gun. It's just, I love how they tell the story. I love how it actually starts with like a 12-string guitar and a banjo.
Yeah.
Like who's gonna start a song with that? And then they end with a harmonica. Like you have these bookends of musical instruments that you don't expect to hear in this genre. But it's just a great storytelling video. Goes exactly with the song. And definitely still 1991. I graduated in 91, 30 years later. I can still listen to Uncle Tom's Cabin 1,000 times a day.
So would that be your favorite video of this
Easily,
group?
that will definitely be my favorite of this group.
Okay. Who do you guys think won?
All right, you got 8 to pick now.
Yeah.
I think Queensryche won.
You think Queensryche won?
I think Queensryche won.
Okay. What about you, BB?
I circled Alice in Chains, Man in a Box.
Okay.
I think this one's just a guess. Because they're really like the AC/DC's really, really good. I think I think that Alice in Chains, they're new. They could come out. Guns N' Roses, Queensryche, Warrant, they're easily 5 out of the 8 could be winners.
Okay. Who do you think should not win?
Who do I think should not win? Black Crows. Not even, no contest.
You guys
Sorry,
both in
but
agreement with Black Crows?
huh?
You guys both in agreement with Black Crows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even.
If it wins, I'm
I
gonna
was going to
flip
say
this fucking
Silent
table over.
Lucidity, but I can't even do that to fire them up.
Yeah, I think most of these videos are pretty strong. Like, you could tell that they're starting to get the momentum going with hard rock music videos. I mean, my favorite's Uncle Tom's Cabin because it's such a cool... The band's into it, and the story's really cool. The visuals are really
cool
awesome.
action and stuff.
Yeah. Thunderstruck, this is how you should do a performance video because, like, the stage setup is very different, and they think of unique angles of which to portray the band, which I really appreciate. Instead of just, there's a random girl in the audience. Oh, there's the lead singer. They're showing like the looking up from the floor at as Angus is duck walking over, and the guitar head cam, and like that's how you do it.
I'm wondering who actually started that.
Yeah,
like that's kind of
that's a cool.
Because actually on one of the new videos for the new AC/DC album, there's that fretboard cam again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just such a cool view that you'd never see.
You don't
and
expect.
especially
actually, I'm sorry to interrupt you. They even do that on the Kiss. I think it's the Kiss video that they have from the Revenge tour when they do Forever. There's a fretboard cam on Bruce's acoustic guitar on Forever.
And like on any if any AC/DC song was perfect for the guitar head cam, it's Thunderstruck.
Yep.
Because that riff is just so iconic.
And it's not just a fleeting riff in the song. It's throughout the whole.
It holds the song together. You Could Be Mine. I love seeing some Judgment Day. That movie kicks ass. Very cool that they showcase a lot of the cool moments of the movie. The chase through the viaduct with the motorcycle and then the giant
going into the
truck
helicopter.
Showing Jason Patrick, Robert Patrick.
Have you seen this boy?
Like all these videos for the most part are fantastic. Like I think the weak parts are the Black Crowes and Aerosmith. Like Aerosmith's video is okay.
It's okay, but it's not.
Yeah.
You don't get this. You don't get the story. You don't get.
I think it's the weakest of the three.
Well, that's because they spent so much money on Genie's Got a Gun.
Yeah.
They had no money to.
Let's just throw one out.
That's the weakest of their three videos that we've talked about tonight. But it's still good. Like it's always fun to watch Aerosmith perform.
Yeah.
But Black Crowes. She talks to it's just too low key for me, and it's very much like.
It's just boring.
Yeah, it's boring, I would say. Okay, so you guys ready? The winner of the best metal hard rock video for MTV's VMAs is Aerosmith, The Other Side.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was surprised by this as well. I think it's the second weakest of
That's
the
disappointing.
Pick,
That's very disappointing.
But don't worry, Dad. Consolation prize. Queensryche was nominated for a lot. Like Sound Lucidity was nominated for a lot. And it won Viewer's Choice Award. The Viewer's Choice Award.
Okay.
So the viewers voted and
that's what counts.
Yeah, picked Sound Lucidity.
Us.
And let me tell you, they won
the viewer.
And the songs that they won over Everybody Dance Now, Groove Is in the Heart, Groove Is in the Heart. Divinals, I Touched Myself, Chris Isaac, Wicked Game, and R.E.M. Losing My Religion. So they won over all these things.
As long as they beat R.E.M.
Losing My Religion swept most of the categories that it was in. This is one of the ones that lost. So there you go. Queensryche was picked. Some of the other videos that were from this year. Freedom 90 from George Michael.
That's the song with the models in it.
Freedom.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Seal, Crazy. Bart Simpson, Do the Bartman.
Oh my gosh.
Michael Jackson wrote that.
Yeah.
That was just who was that on? That was just on another podcast I just listened to.
Huh.
Best video from a film. You Could Be Mine was nominated along with Blaze of Glory from John Bon Jovi.
That's even a good video.
Chris Isaac, Wicked Game won from Wild at Heart, which is a David Lynch movie. Which is funny because Chris Isaac would later go on to be in a David Lynch movie, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
He liked them from the video.
Yeah. Jane's Addiction, Been Caught Stealing.
Yeah.
I like that one.
When I was 5.
When I was 5.
Beat out R.E.M.'s Losing My Religion for Best Alternative Video. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince for Summertime.
Summertime.
They lost out to Mama Said Knock You Out, though, in Best Rap Video. Ice-T for New Jack Hustler, Nino's Theme. Seal for Crazy. Gerardo. Rico.
Suave.
For,
Holy shit, that was in 91? Wow.
Yeah, that was he was nominated for Best New Artist in a Video, but lost to Jesus Jones for Right Here, Right Now. So lots of
They cover that Van Halen song?
Yeah.
Probably did it better.
But yeah, those were the nominees for those years and the winner. So if you guys had to pick, what was your favorite video of the night and what was your least favorite video of the night?
Well, how about you go first, Dylan?
Okay, so my favorite video was probably because I had never seen it before and I was really blown away by it. I'm going to go Uncle Tom's Cabin. I really enjoyed... I love the energy of the song, first off. Like, that's one of my favorite Warrant songs. And the video, it just tells a story and it's so fun. And I would say Janie's Got a Gun's like a close second because, I mean, it's David Fincher. My least favorite video is probably The Black Crowes. It's just very, very boring. There's not much life to it. And I'm not, and like you, Dad, I'm not a big fan of that song. I like other Black Crowes songs better. It's just a very low-key song. It goes on a little too long. There's only a few videos that I kind of skimmed through to kind of get the gist of them, and that was one of them.
Well, because there's not really much to get the gist of. It's the same.
It's the same stuff over and over. So what about you, BB? What was your favorite and your least favorite?
Well, it's probably going to be Black Crowes across the board. Let's
Easily,
do another
right?
least favorite
Okay.
besides Black Crowes.
Okay, that makes sense.
That'll be the group pick.
So my other least favorite besides Black Crowes, I would say probably it's between Kickstart My Heart and the other side, I would say. Because they were just kind of typical. I'm gonna say Kickstart My Heart because they didn't fucking show McMars doing the solo. That's a cardinal sin for me. How do you not show that?
I'm gonna say that may. I already marked it, so we may be all the way around because I went down the line. Right, that one sucks.
How do you not show Mick Mars playing that fucking solo? God, angry. Okay, well, what was your favorite?
You, director.
I easily have to say Warren, but the Uncle Tom's Cabin and the Genie's Got a Gun and it has and even Metallica's One. It has that story behind the music.
Yeah.
You know, and I think equally in different ways, I think all these are amazing. But I think like the musical factor, in them just using 87,000 instruments, I think Uncle Tom's Cabin is my favorite, and then Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart. You know, I'll just pick something different. I'll pick the Aerosmith The Other Side that actually won, which I have no clue why. You know, because probably the good part of the video was the first 15
and it was almost
seconds.
Like two different videos. Because I wish I thought there was going to be a through line of like one of the band members breaks down and they have to
an arm
fix
falls
something.
off or something.
But it was just like this was the very beginning, and it's like okay, let's just have the rest of it be concert footage. Yeah. What about you, Deb?
For least favorite besides the Black Crowes, I'm probably gonna go with probably the I don't know. I gotta give it up. The Crew one I like because it has Sam Kinison in it. I'm sorry, BB, but like Man in a Box, it did nothing for me. Maybe because it had that freak out factor of I don't know. Although the other side kind of was like a kind of a dud too.
Yeah.
I'll go with Aerosmith.
Okay.
And also because of the fact that it fucking won, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that was weird.
My favorite, I'm going to go with Metallica 1 because it had the factor that, number one, they said they were never going to do a video.
Yeah.
Number two, was their first video. Number three, it had the story, and it was like from a movie that like I never even heard. I've seen a lot of older movies, but I've never even heard that movie before, and and that made me want to watch that movie, which I still haven't, but. And what I found interesting was when I was watching the one video on YouTube, it has 1.1 million likes, and it has 50,000 dislikes. I was like, wow.
Interesting.
That's crazy. So, like, I don't know. Like, so, I mean, some people will be assholes, just put dislike on every fucking thing they see.
Yeah.
But, like, I found that interesting that it had 50,000 dislikes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, you win some, you lose some, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
But I mean, honestly, I think the majority of these music videos were pretty good. Like they were fun. A lot of them were thought provoking. And it's interesting to look at these songs from the music video perspective because I've heard all these songs before, but I haven't seen most of these music videos. So seeing what the band's thoughts,
because like we literally saw them when they came out.
Because I'm not a big music video fan. I like coming up with my own image.
That's all we had.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't. I mean, if you bought the album, you bought the album. But like I've told the story before. Like, Headbangers Ball used to be on Saturday nights. Like, we would be out. We'd party all week. I would be home at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night to watch fucking Headbangers Ball.
Yeah.
And if it was a night where we had a really good party or whatever, I would make sure that VCR was set to tape that. So I would either watch it 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when I got home,
Yeah.
or when I finally got up at like noon the next day or whatever. But like it was something you didn't miss,
Yeah.
and it was, and you had a lot of previews of these. You know, like I said, I want to say that they released the Metallica 1 video on Christmas Day. I want to say of that year, but like I remember, like just sitting there waiting for the premiere of the Painkiller video, Priest. I was like, oh my god! I'm like, fuck. But like and it's cool because it takes me back to sitting on the couch over at my parents' house, watching these videos, or you know, just it takes you back. And you know, even talking about the other videos, we talked about the other artists, we talked about like Madonna and like George Michael and the B-52s, like they were the videos, you know them so well because you were watching them to wait for them to play a hard rock or metal
good,
video.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like they became ingrained in your DNA as much as the songs that we like.
Did you guys probably didn't watch the VMAs?
I want to say I saw this one, just the Bon Jovi part of it. I think
The Wanted Dead or Alive.
and I think I saw it in a bar somewhere it was on.
Okay.
But it wasn't something where I would stay home and watch it.
Yeah.
Because you'd always get a recap on MTV News or whatever. It was, you know. Yeah.
The typewriter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever actively like watched one of these shows.
Okay. What about
See,
you?
I think I'm the total opposite because I remember watching 1991. I remember watching Van Halen,
Yeah. Perform Pound Cake.
and I'm sure at least 1990. I'm not sure when we got MTV here, because I remember I had some friends in Wilkes-Barre who had MTV. I would send VHS tapes to them,
Yeah.
and he would tape shit and send them
send
back
it
to
to
me.
We had it in 89.
89.
We definitely had it in 89. I'm trying to think. We probably got it 84 maybe.
So right when the VMAs started.
84-ish. Because I remember seeing like Hot for Teacher. I remember seeing.
See, I
Because when it
remember-
first came on, we went out with these girls in Archville. We used to take the bus and walk like a mile to their house from the bus stop and sit at their house and watch MTV all goddamn day.
All right. Yeah, because back, I think at that time frame, I remember we used to have that USA Network. They used to have videos at midnight. I would like set the VCR.
Yep.
Then there was like Friday night videos on NBC or something. And that's kind of how I started that, and then sending tapes to Wilkes-Barre, coming back, hooking up 2 VCRs
To record it.
to send it back, because that's how I got all the when MTV did a whole Van Halen thing back in '87. It was all on tapes from Wilkes-Barre. So I know we didn't in our house we didn't have it in '87. So I'm not sure when we got it, but I easily know 100% I watched the 1991 live.
Because I remember when it was first coming on our cable company, which is still the same cable company we had back then, I told my parents, I said, listen, I said, if MTV is going to be an option and you have to pay more for it, I will pay for MTV to be on our cable. I'll pay every month for the bill for that part of it.
Demand your MTV.
That's right.
For like music videos, the thing that pops out the most for me, ironically, with what I just said, is pop-up video from VH1. Pop-up video. Like that's I remember that being on at the fire station, actually, in the office room. Like that would be on that TV sometimes. I don't know why. That's just like a vivid memory for me that I remember. But music videos were not my thing. I mean, like the most also like being at the bowling alley and they would show the music videos for like I Disappear by Metallica, or stuff like that during like the Rock and Bowl kind of thing at Valley Lanes. But yeah, music videos were never a big part of my listening experience. But it's cool seeing what the band thinks their song
Represents or whatever.
Yeah, it's almost like getting a director's commentary of sorts about it, and like it's cool to just see the different ideas, like the Faith No More stuff. That's just batshit off the wall crazy. But I thought this was a fun episode. I really enjoy doing the award episodes, and I think this is a cool change of pace from the Grammys because we're seeing more of the
visual.
Yeah, we're seeing more of the artists that we've talked about covered. Whereas the Grammys, like, there's a couple of artists that we haven't really touched, but these ones are
because of their cluelessness.
Yep. These ones are more in our comfort zone, I would say. Because, like, were there any songs that you guys didn't know at all on these lists?
No. Maybe the second Faith No More song.
Falling to Pieces?
I knew that one because I love that song. That song is
That may be
fantastic.
the only one I don't remember. But I remember I have the cassette in the basement, so I don't know.
But, yeah, let's go around the table, wrap up. Dad, what are your final thoughts?
Number one, thanks, Dylan, for putting this type of episode together. I like doing these. They are very unlabor intensive. Had to watch some videos, which for me, I really had to watch them once. I'm like, okay, boom, that's that one. Like, I hate to harp on the Black Crowes, but I'm like, oh, I remember that used to be one I used to go make a sandwich or something when that came out on MTV. But like even the ones that are the lesser ones that we kind of talked about, like how they boned McMars and Kickstart My Heart. But like when that came out, it was like cool because it was new.
Yeah.
And and you weren't really thinking then of shit they fucked McMars. But I remember when watching these videos when they were out on MTV. And I like these because it takes you right back. And like I said, it put me right on the couch over my parents' house watching this. I think it went 11 to 2 maybe. I think it was on 3 hours. I think it was. Yeah. And it's fun, and I like talking about them. I like when we did the videos we hated one. We did that down at M3. That was a freaking blast. We did it that night, and I think we did the favorite videos one before that. We had Rob on it. We did it like maybe our first year or something like that. We recorded that a while ago. I really like talking about videos because that was like you would see him, you would see Slaughter up all night and I gotta check them out, and then boom, they were on the Kiss tour. They're the guys from that cool video on MTV. We gotta go check them out. Mm-hmm. So it was cool, and it was a good way for bands to get their stuff out there. If they had the backing from MTV, they can, they got on these tours and they got out there to play. Just really fun episode. I enjoyed it. Love doing these ones. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up. And like I said, if you guys listening to this today when it comes out, check us out on the live stream tonight. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be myself and Dylan doing it, and Tom and Zeus from Shout Loudcast, and Stephen and Sonny from the Growing Up Rock, who will be the host of the podcast, and we will be streaming it on our Facebook page.
Very good. BB.
Yeah, definitely a great job once again, Dylan, as always. It's funny how I love to know what my opinion was back in the day when I would see, like, Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me. You see the band playing live, because, like, now, we've seen so many freaking concerts. I don't want to see them playing shirtless live. I want to see the Metallica one. I want to see the Aerosmith Genie's Got a Gun. I want to see the Warrants' Uncle Tom's Cabin. That's the kind of videos I want to see. So I'm very curious of what my opinion was back in the day. It was probably like, whoa, that's cool. I never saw Rick Allen play with one arm before. You know what I mean? It's just a crazy different video geography there. But great topics. Love this stuff. Love talking this old video stuff, and it's always different, and it's nice to take that different turn down a different avenue. Still talk about some kick-ass music, but the videos instead of just the music. So great topics. I love when we do stuff like this. And Dylan, once again, you did an outstanding job.
Thank you. Yeah, this was I always find it interesting looking back at years and seeing what was popular then, what people enjoyed. Aerosmith won 2 out of the 3 years that we talked about, and Guns N' Roses were nominated for 2 out of the 3 years. So this was, and it's interesting for Aerosmith because this was kind of their comeback era, I would say, because they had that middle period where Joe Perry was gone and they were in kind of a rough place. But then they were coming back with a vengeance in the 90s and the late 80s. And it's really interesting to see just what, especially the viewer's choice, because Silent Lucidity won over the song that won all the other categories, Losing My Religion. So it's very cool to gauge what everybody's temperature was on all these different bands. So I'm looking forward to the next time we do this. I kind of enjoy this a little better than the Grammy episode because it's I don't know. It's
Not
interesting.
alphabetical order.
You have the visual aspect.
It's interesting.
Of it.
It's interesting looking at the visual of it because you can talk about how good a song is, but if the song's great and the video sucks, it's not going to do well, or vice versa. I would say. Sometimes you have both where the video and the music aren't as good as they could be. I won't say what song that was, but I think we all know. But no, that was a good song. It was a good song. Yeah, so everybody, let us know what you thought of the winners and the losers of all of these years. What song would you pick? What video did you think was the best? What did you think was the worst? You can listen to all the songs that were featured on our Spotify playlist of the week on the bottom of the episode. Maybe Dad will post some of the music videos to the Facebook page throughout the week to give you a little... BB will do that, give you a little taste of what each video had in store. And we're looking forward to what we have coming up in the podcast. Our 200th episode is rapidly approaching, so be
Quicker
prepared.
than we thought.
Quicker than we thought. Be prepared for a great topic with some great friends that we'll have for that. And there might be a solo episode or two coming up. We have the live stream that's going to be live after this episode, so rush on over to our Facebook page and check that out. Give us a like and give us some comments and let us know you're there. We love talking with you. We love listening to your feedback, and we love you guys. We just love you in general. So thank you. As always, take it easy. Stay safe out there, and we will see you next time, and there definitely will be a next time.